ask my question again.
The devil is fear.
Hey, somebody hold the sign up. Let me ask my question again. Why did God allow these atrocities to happen to our people and not the so-called white men? And not the Arab, not the Chinese. Why did these things happen to our people? And why are we still suffering in the ghetto today as a nation of people?
God says, honor one another. Mother and father. He says, love it conquers hate. It's love. Embrace one another. Just
why are we still suffering today?
Well, when they want to control
over the African got us.
Wait a minute now. What some
sold us themselves.
Right, but God says, forgive those, for they know not what they do. If what you understand, the other one may not.
Let me ask you, why did we go into slavery as a nation? Why not the Chinese man? Why not the Caucasian man? Why did we go into slavery?
No, I can't answer that.
Yeah, you ain't did that shit? You ain't playing games. Hold on. Look at this guy. What you doing, man? You subscribed yet? Subscribe right now. Do it.
44 verse 1. Yet now, hear, O Jacob my servant, and Israel whom I have chosen.
You hear that? God said he chose Israel. Meaning everybody is not God's people, because guess what? Who did God deliver out of Egypt? Remember, God destroyed Egypt, right? He killed the Egyptians.
He delivered the slaves from.
Who were they?
They was black people.
That was us.
Okay.
So God is not dealing with all nations. Remember, God is only dealing, yes, he created all nations, but God chose Israel to be his servants.
Okay.
You understand that?
Yes, sir.
So when we include God, we can't include everybody, you know what I'm saying, with this Bible, because God is not for everybody. I'm going to show you that. Joel 2:27.
That's true.
Because guess what?
Let
me ask you a question. If God is for everybody, why did God allow us to go into slavery and not the Chinese man and not the Arabs and all that? Why did we go into slavery? Why are we still suffering today?
Well, why did they go against the grain? The people who went against the grain is not God's people. God says, honor one another. Mother and father. He says, love it conquers hate. So when you say that, when you say to love, that's all you have to do is love, embrace one another. Just like I come here, you know, I hear God. When you step up, I don't shun. I don't disrespect. I done had my flaws in life, but my eyes is open. My eyes is open. There's a lot going on out here. But yes, if God is for you, who can be against you?
So let me ask my question again.
The devil is fear.
Hey, somebody hold the sign up. Let me ask my question again. Why did God allow these atrocities to happen to our people and not the so-called white men? And not the Arab, not the Chinese. Why did these things happen to our people, and why are we still suffering in the ghetto today as a nation of people? We talking about the African American race and the Latinos. I ain't talking about everybody else. The question is, why did we go into slavery? Why is that?
Well,
because you're an older man, right? Right. Because I should be able to ask my older generation, why did we go into slavery? Why are we in the ghetto?
I get my opinion.
Go ahead.
My opinion is we went into slavery because people wants to control. You know what I'm saying? They want to control.
Came over the African got us.
Wait a minute now. What some
sold us themselves.
Right, but those were not people.
You know,
they like to tell you black people sold black people, right? But then I ask you, would you sell your mama into slavery?
No.
You wouldn't sell your mama, right? So they like to. That's what school teach. Oh, y'all sold each other. No. That's not what happened according to the Bible. So, once again, I'm going to ask you, because I asked you now, what was your reason again?
My reason is people want to control. But God says, forgive those, for they know not what they do. If your own brother done slow you, he may be fucked up in the head. Oh, forgive me, Lord.
Yeah.
He may, whatever the thing, what you understand, the other one may not. And what you're doing, you're teaching. You know, you going out here, you teaching, and that's what you're supposed to do.
So let me ask you, why did we go into slavery as a nation? Why not the Chinese man? Why not the Caucasian man? Why did we go into slavery? Because we all been to school, right? And you know, they all teach history, right? But they never really taught us why did we go into slavery.
Well, history
Why?
is history.
Give me your thought.
Look,
I want to know your explanation.
I just
Hey, I
told
mean,
you. I just told you.
what you
from,
say?
I just told you from what I know, and it's
Go ahead.
probably not right at all.
Now go ahead and tell me.
Just that you know, well, the white folks came over and basically came over to the
That's true.
tribes and took our land, took our stuff.
You're
They
100%.
took from
You're
everybody.
100% correct, but the question is, why did they do that? Why didn't they take
Because
the Chinese
they,
land?
you know, evil people.
You don't know.
I know. I can't answer that.
Guess
question.
what? That's why we are here, because we have to know what happened to us to know.
Well, they probably thought we was inferior. I'm sure.
Well-
that you know, I don't really know. But
Well,
tell
they-
me.
Guess what? Guess what? You're
Okay.
gonna find out today. You're gonna learn some history 101. Give me Deuteronomy 28 verse 15, because believe it or not, right?
No.
This Bible been written thousands of years ago.
Right.
Moses told the Israelites that came up out of Egypt, he warned them about the future. He said, hey, listen, I seen the prophecy. I seen what's gonna happen to our people if you don't listen to what God said. Now we're gonna show you the slave trade in the Bible. This is how we know we are these people out the book. Deuteronomy 28 verse 15.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Now remember, this Moses that he got Israel out of Egypt. Remember, they were serving over 400 years of hard bondage. Remember, he split the Red Sea. Now, he went up into the mountains and got the commandments from God, and remember, he came back down. He said, hey, listen, if y'all don't listen to what God said to do, let's find out what's going to happen to you.
To observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day.
Go ahead.
That all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So now you hear what Moses said. He said, listen, if you don't do what God say, all these curses going to come up on thee and overtake thee. Is a curse something good or bad?
Curses,
Bad.
it
Give me
could,
verse 46. It's on,
it could be good.
but normally when you're cursed, what does that mean?
Bad.
Bad, right? So we're going to show you that even today, these curses shall be upon the children of Israel according to the Bible. Give me verse 46.
Verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder.
And today is the curse saying it's going to be upon thee for a sign and a wonder. Like you know you're a Christian, right? Like you know you in St. Louis, right? He say these curses going to be upon the children of Israel for a sign and a wonder.
And upon thy seed forever.
Meaning all the way into 2024, he say the curses will be on the children of Israel. Now, let me get a few curses from you. From the Bible. I want you to tell me if this happened to us. Give me your sons and daughters shall go into captivity. I'm gonna read a curse to you real quick. What you thought?
Verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
He said one of these curses gonna be thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
And thy eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long. And there shall be no might in thy hand.
He said one of these curses was they were going to take your children, and he said you were going to cry all day long, and there will be no might in your hand to redeem your kids. The question is, who did that happen to? Who took our kids?
We are God.
When did that happen?
Yes, yes.
When
All
did
of
that
that
happen?
happened.
Slavery, right?
He said it
And
happened.
what could we have done to it? Nothing, right? It was nothing we could have done,
It was
right?
God's fault. He
Because
said-
God said, right here, auction blocks. They took our kids and they sold them to Mr. Charles in Alabama or whoever in North Carolina. And there was nothing that you can do about it, right?
Right.
So God is saying, matter of fact, even today, if your kids don't go to school or you whoop your kids to water, who come take your kids?
Them people.
I mean, the child services people, right? And it's real hard to get them back, ain't it? They make you
that
jump
entity.
through. Right, you know what I'm saying? They make it real hard for you to get your kids back once they put it into their foster care. So that's still going on even to this day, right? Now, let me ask you a question. Do they call us outside our names? Like, nigga, you want to hide something from a black man, put it in a book, right? They say all these proverbs, like, if you want to hide something from a Negro, where do you put it? In a book where they say black people lazy,
Right,
or they
they
say
won't
Mexicans
read.
work so hard.
Right.
That's like a proverb and a byword, right? We're going to show you that God said that was going to happen to us. He said that's going to be a curse. This is how you know who God's chosen people are. Read that curse.
Verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment.
He said the Israelites going to become an astonishment. Why? Because we came from King David now. We came from King Solomon, Moses, all the great people out the Bible. We come from these people. God said, well, you're going to be a captive at, you're going to become an astonishment, meaning the nation's going to say, nah, these ain't the people of God. Look at these niggas. Look how they women dress. Look how they men act. This can't be who King David come from. This can't be who King Solomon people are. God said we was going to become an astonishment,
a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee.
He said we was going to become a proverb and a byword. They call us nigga. They call us tar baby. Matter of fact, no matter where you go in the world, they're going to call you nigga. Oh, yeah. You go to France, you go to Russia, you go wherever, they're going to call us a Negro. Why? Because God said that was going to be a curse on God's chosen people. Now let me ask you a question. You got a job? Who own that job? White folks, right? What about you?
Well, I'm out of work.
But you have worked for somebody, right?
Yeah, I have.
Right, so I'm going to show you that even us working and serving other nations, that's a curse according to God. Give me verse 48, because you have some people claiming to be the Jews, right? Remember those white folks over there in Israel? God said they're going to be cursed even to this day. The Jewish man ain't cursed today. The Jewish man own everything. He own the hospitals. He own the record labels. He own them. He own us. You know what I'm saying? So God said, hey, this is how you're going to identify who the real Jews are, because they still going to be cursed even to this day. Give me verse 48 real quick.
Verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
He said, therefore, hold it one more time. He said, therefore, you're going to serve thy enemies, which the Lord sent against us. So to answer your question, God sent the white man against us. God said, hey, go get my people. They don't want to listen to me. He used the other nations, particularly the white man over here, to whoop us. Because God not going to come down from heaven and punish us. He going to use some people he created. He said, oh, okay, I got y'all up out of Egypt. I set y'all up high. You know what we did? We said, God, I want to be like everybody else. So you know what God did? He say, he used our enemies to come get us. Now he said we have to serve them, go ahead.
In hunger.
He said because of our disobedience, we got to serve our enemies in hunger. Think about slavery. We had to work for food, right? They gave us scrap, right? Do we own Snooks? What about shopping slavery? Popeyes, Quick Trip. What do we own as a nation that we can provide for our people?
No.
We don't own nothing, do we? But all the other nations do, right? Yeah. They can provide for their people. Even when they come over here, they get them a Chinese store. The Arabs own all the fish and chickens. You know what I'm saying? Why is it that in our neighborhoods, you have other nations setting up shop in the black community? Remember, at one point in time, we had those things. What happened? They destroyed it, right? They made sure, hey, remember Black Wall Street? They bombed that. And all the black neighborhoods like Kinlock, East St. Louis, we had some wealthy neighborhoods throughout the country, but guess what they did? They said, nah, don't let these niggas rise up. Why? Because God said that was still going to be a curse upon our people. He said, for your disobedience, now you got to go to them for food. Can you read?
And in thirst.
He said, because of our disobedience, we got to go for thirst. Remember in slavery, they gave us a pint of water. You worked all day, they gave you half a pint of water. Think about today. If you don't pay your water bill, what happens? Who set it off?
They do.
Who is the water company, right? Who owned the water company?
They do.
The white man, right? What about if you want to buy you some Aquafina? Who own that?
They do.
Damn, what if you want to buy you a beer? We don't even own that, do we? So God said in thirst, you got to serve your enemies. Why? Because the Chinese man ain't got to do that. They got their own water over there in China. The Arab them, they ain't got to do that. They got their own water supply over there. What do we have?
We don't have nothing.
We don't have nothing, do we? Guys, go ahead.
Question is, and we don't. And if this is predestined, this is the way of our life. But remember when you asked me, is a curse good or bad?
Yeah.
What's going on, we see, we don't like that. We don't like what we get through it.
Right.
Because we're God's. Because remember, we are God's people. So no matter what's thrown against us, we was already prepared to get through.
We ain't prepared for that. Look at our community.
So how we
man.
gonna change? How's it
Okay.
gonna change around?
That's a good question.
How, okay.
If God made
So-
it this way, this
Okay.
is there redemption, and
It
you're
is.
God.
Hold on.
Is there redemption?
Yes.
We're God.
I'm going to show you. Give me Deuteronomy 28 verse 1.
We gotta go because I gotta
What?
get before this
No,
dark
come on,
gets.
let's
We're going to show you the redemption.
Yeah,
What,
all
you,
right.
what you have to do as a,
Right.
as a nation of people, we got to
I'm talking about as a whole.
As a whole, yes, we have to do this. We're going to show you the flip side of
There
if
you
you obey God. Give me
There you
Deuteronomy 28 verse 1.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Now this is the blessing. Moses said if you listen diligently unto the voice of God, meaning keep his commandments,
To observe to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
you hear that? God said if you keep the commandments, he gonna set us on high above all the nations on earth. Right now we set very low, ain't we? So God said, oh, hey, on the flip side, if you want to get out this condition, we got to come back to God's laws. You understand it? Meaning, guess what you got to do as a man now? Pick up this Bible and learn God's laws, and you have to teach it.
But what about this now?
Go ahead.
Didn't the white man write this Bible?
No. Why would the white man write the Bible?
I'm just asking. I mean, King James was a king, a white man.
No, he wasn't.
He
Where you
wasn't?
learn that from?
Okay, well, I'm wrong.
King
Okay.
James was the last king to rule Scotland and Europe. You ever heard of the Dark Ages? Remember in school they talked about the Dark Ages real quick? Or they called them medieval times. Why do you think they called it that? Because we was ruling Europe.
That's right.
We ruled Europe over 1,000 years.
That's right.
They started enslaving us in the 1400s because remember in school they talk about the Renaissance, right? The rebirth of the Roman nation during the 1400s. Guess what they did? They started taking us down in Europe because the first slaves didn't come from Africa. We
That's
came
right.
from Spain and Portugal.
That's right.
You understand? So King James was a black man according to the Bible. Matter of fact, we're gonna show you how black this Bible is. Give me King Solomon. Because if the white man wrote this book, he wouldn't have left this in the Bible for us to read. The problem is, they took our Bible in slavery, right? Remember, we couldn't read or write for over 250 years. So if you couldn't read or write, why would he have to change anything? Because what happened if you got caught reading in slavery?
Oh yeah, you could be.
You got beat or you got hung, right?
Right.
So what they did, they allowed some of us to read certain things out the Bible, which you call your pastors today. But you understand, the white man taught him theology. The white man taught him Christianity. So our Bible always been with us. We're gonna show you how black this book is. Let's see what King Solomon said what he looked like.
The book of Songs of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 1. The Song of Songs, which is Solomon. Verse 5. I am black, but comely.
What King Solomon just say? He said he black and comely. What that mean?
Black and what?
Read it again.
I am black, but comely.
Black and comely. Nigga ain't handsome. Who say that today?
Oh yeah, I never heard that word.
What?
Yeah.
Right, you know what I'm saying? But who say they handsome today? Who say they black and they
we
beautiful?
do, we do.
Right, so we letting you know, King Solomon said, hey, I'm black and I'm comely. Meaning, guess what? If the
I'm
white
black and I'm handsome.
right, if the white man wrote this book, he damn sure would have left that in there, right?
Right,
Give me
right.
Job 30 and 30. We're gonna show you that the problem with our people is Christianity. We went to church, pastor read 3 scriptures, sucking and driving, God is good. Then you gave your little money. Then you went home and you don't know what he talked about. He gave you a prosperity speech instead of opening up the Bible and you opening up and you read it for yourself. We're gonna show you what Job said, what he looked like.
The book of Job, chapter 30 and verse 30. My skin is black upon me.
What Job just say? He say, my skin is black upon me, right? But when you Google Job today in your phone, what's gonna pop up? A white man. You know what I'm saying? Even the image of Christ, he say he has hair like wool, as brown skin. That's in the Bible. But what image do they give you what Christ look like? A white man, right? So they're gonna show you that. I'm gonna show you what we have not done. Give me 2 Timothy 2:16. I'm gonna show you what we don't do as a people because most of us, we don't like to read. You know what I'm saying? And we don't like to study history. And I understand why, because every time you turn around, they showing you white people. Then you like, damn, where my history at? How come y'all only show me Malcolm X and Martin Luther King? Maybe Harriet Tubman. But they don't show you nothing past slavery. They make sure they remind you that you was a slave. But what were we before we were slaves?
Look it up.
Yeah, you was hanging on trees and you was like a monkey. Nah,
Hey,
we the smartest people on the planet, right? Right.
black. They built the pyramid.
No, we built the pyramid.
We built it.
We were the slaves to Egyptians.
That's right.
Those are the Hamites, the Africans. When you see this sign right here, the Africans, the Hamites, they sold us to the white people, the Arabs and those Africans. Those are the Hamites. We Semitic. You understand that? Like, and when you go over to Africa, you're going to see the Bantu and the Nilotes.
Nilotes,
right? Yeah, the Bantus and the Nilotes. That's a difference. The Africans and the our people that's still over there, that's a difference. You understand? But they teach us in school, we sold each other. That's why I asked you, would you sell your mama? You said no, so why would we do it back then? But I'm going to tell you what they have, what we have strayed away from. This is why we don't know nothing. Read this real quick.
The book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2 and verse 15. Study to show thyself approved unto God.
You know that God said to study to show thyself approved unto God. Go ahead.
A workman that needed not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth.
God says study so you can rightly divide the word of truth. This is how we know what the Bible said. Why? Because we study.
All right.
Sons of God! We gonna take this city. We gonna take the kingdom. We gonna rule them hard. This is war! This is war! This is war! I'm here for the win, well, to get it again. The Lord call it taking the kingdom. Want what's mine? Taking my time, turning and taking your freedom. Risen from the ashes, after the lashes. Call it a beautiful tragedy. We've been on the brink of insanity. It's the end of your days, our calamity. Adding in, grab a friend for the finale. Curtain call on a heathen. We want forever and a day. Why would the pastor lie and say it's your season? Drop a bomb on them, Hiroshima. Drop a bomb on them cause they need it. Scrub it down, planet need a cleaning. Vagabond gone.